technology. Blimey, somehow I managed to go live, uh, as inviting a guest into my live stream. But I didn't actually invite a guest. It was just like a blank. Anyway, I obviously pressed the wrong button somewhere. Anyway, we're live now. So hello and welcome to AllShorts. And I want to talk a little bit about Donald Trump, a little bit about what's going on in the UK as well. And the world's gone fucking mad. And Boris Johnson, yes, Boris Johnson. Alexander Boris the Feffel Johnson, the blonde Boris mutant variant. He too has been spouting a load of crap recently. And I'm getting trolled. Getting trolled I am. Yeah, on the Twitter, formerly X. Well, you see. It won't just be actually, it's Max Robespierre as well. Yeah, they don't like us, you see. These people, advocate for freedom of speech. They don't like freedom of speech. They only like it when it protects them. But you see, these blooming idiots, they're quite happy, aren't they, to allow freedom of speech, do whatever you want, post whatever videos you like. Yeah, a little bit of upskirting maybe. You know how it goes, such as this horrid little man. Yeah, there you go.
The man from Bradford was arrested on suspicion of stalking and harassment. In Greater Manchester, police said, as well as the publicly viewed videos, officers also uncovered more content behind a paywall, including suspected non-consensual nudity.
Oh dear.
GMP said that while filming in public is legal, this filming crosses the line into offences like upskirting, stalking, or harassment.
I'm sure Elon Musk is going to say something about it. He's going to say it's a police state or something like that. Oh, well, actually, he already has. Yes, Elon Musk brands the United Kingdom as a tyrannical police state. Oh my God, that man. What's wrong with him? Have you seen his dad? He looks like Fagin. Roll the twist. Oh dear. Anyway, I hope everybody is well. Oh dearie me. It's let me just get rid of that. Yes, audio is working. Sound check. Well, I do apologise. I'm 15 minutes late because I messed up. Yeah, I had it all scheduled, but somehow I managed to have it set so to invite a guest, but I hadn't invited a guest because I didn't have a guest to invite. I hadn't actually planned it that way. I clicked the wrong button. Somehow, I don't know how I did it, but apparently I did. So I had to reschedule the stream because you couldn't take it off again. It wouldn't let you change it. Swines. That's what they are. Well, now we know what's going on in the United States regarding all these tariffs. But before I touch on that, all right, I want to talk a bit about Boris Johnson. I know you guys and gals in the United States know about Boris Johnson. He's been spouting a load of rubbish again. I don't know what it is about him. He's just kind of just blurted a load of stuff, blaming the church for fat children. How? Well, he's a very clever man, as Boris says. He'll twist things to suit his narrative, that you will. Oh, my God. So this is how the old his great brain work. Actually, I've got an article here. I'm going to have to just read this to you because it's actually really funny. The way it's been written is so sarcastic. It's right down my alley, it is. Right down my alley. Okay. So this is how old Alexander Boris the Feffel Johnson's brain works. Now, Boris was being interviewed, he was, by the food writer Henry Dimbleby and the public health expert Dolly Van Tolkien. Anyway, when he was worried that they both dozed off, I don't know if these people are real, dozed off for a narcissistic sociopath like Johnson, the greatest crime is to be boring. He certainly ain't boring. I got to give him that. He's not exactly a great man either. He has this thing about bodies piled high and all that, during the pandemic. Therefore, his words to go unreported, blasphemy. So he started ad-libbing, anything to get their attention. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, Boris cast his mind back to when he was young, when I was the kid, when I was a mere boy. Yeah. We were all out playing in the streets. And Mother baked an apple pie made with real apples. Not this Mr. Kipling lark. No. Actually, I said that bit anyway. He said, yeah, Now, you don't see kids like that these days, no. Playing in the street with a hula hoop and a stick, no. No, we're all fatsos. And I'd be shot for saying they're fatsos, but that's the truth. It takes one to know one. Yeah, he's a fatso, just like me, you know. After all, Boris is a prime fatso material, and bathroom scales live in terror of him standing on them. Get off, they say, you fat bastard! Yes, this is exactly what's in this article. This is in The Guardian, okay? They sob. You're going to break me. Crack me glass. You are. Boris was just getting started. Now, back in the 1960s, children were running around a lot, drinking too much toys and munching curly whirlies and dog shit. Dog shit? Really? I can't remember eating dog poop. No. Anyway, I was alive then and don't remember the craze for dog shit. No, I don't. But Boris said... Boris said it's true. Yeah. Oh, Boris said it, so it must be true. Now we get to the synaptic leap of which only Bozo is capable. The kids weren't thinner back then because they ate less processed food and exercised more. It was because they were spiritually nourished by the Lord. Yes. Yeah, by the teachings of the Church of England. Not the Catholic Church, no, the Church of England. You know, chop off head and not have just like marry somebody else. So God turned the sweets and soft drinks into wine. Oh, no, that's not right. Anyway, and dog shit into negative calories. The children got all they needed by going to church and studying the Bible. What? It was all quite mad. The modern day church, especially the former Archbishop of Canterbury, was too busy scaring children away with the talk of paedophiles, and arguably Justin Welby didn't do nearly enough to warn off the pedos. No, he didn't do his job at all. Starting with the COV, the Church of England itself, so the poor kiddies had nothing to do but stuff themselves to death while hunched over their computers. That's what they do, apparently. Back then, in the good old days, you know, when everyone had rickets. Anyway, the evidence for all this seems to have been spurred by his recent attendance at a church service, presumably a Catholic one, because just a few years ago, he went to all the trouble, to have his previous marriages annulled, just so he can marry Princess Nutnuts. You know, Carrie. Blimey, poor girl. She was desperate, wasn't she? God. So much so that the person to blame for there only being 10 other people in the congregation was the Church of England. Now, predictably, I only paid for that. Lord Brownlow, probably. Predictably, the service didn't meet Johnson's high standards. It was all about how rich men can't go through the eye of a needle. All that sort of rot, he said. In other words, it was profoundly a Christian message, though obviously one which Boris, Alexander Boris Cecil Johnson is his name after all, disagrees. You can't see him donating a couple of millions. No, of course he won't. What he did is he'll burn a £50 note in front of some poor homeless person. That's exactly what he did, apparently. Well, there again, I'm sure there's plenty of other doctrine that finds tricky. Yeah, that he finds tricky. Not lying. He can't help himself. He just can't. He just lies. After all, he was a Tory, you know. Not committing adultery? Well, just once or twice. Well, his core demand was that the church should just tell people not to be so bloody fat. And that was it. Happy Fat on Christmas, everyone. Oh, I swore. Blimey, that's just what's written there. The fat man wants you to be thinner. We'd quite like the fat man to remain quiet for a bit. That we would. Well, that's enough of that. Well, quite frankly, the man's a flipping lunatic. This has obviously been twisted a little bit. That's pretty much the essence of what he was saying. We're fat because we don't go to church enough. And the church hasn't done enough. Well, I don't go to church anyway because, I'm an evil swine, me. Yeah. Anyway, hello again. Who we got in the chat? We've got, Hello, Platform Bunny. Hi to you too, and Gary Garner. I recommend people go watch Delivering Liberty live stream with a fantastic stand. Oh, I will do it then. Go and bugger off then. Photos against anxiety. Hello all to you too. Blimey, this is just getting nuts. What's going on in the United Kingdom? We just had a poll over 2 million votes to get rid of the current government in the United Kingdom. Elon Musk isn't helping. He's just sticking his oar in all the while, and so is many other American politicians and UK politicians as well. Well, let's get this right. Hello from Ireland. Hello, Collie Adab. But what you've got to remember is that at the end of the day, it's a poll. It's a poll. And when we had several million people protesting in London, did we get another referendum vote? No, we didn't. Regarding Brexit, no. They're such hypocrites. This lot are. They're such hypocrites, and that's 2 million people. Of course, you're gonna get 2 million people. I mean, like the Tory voters or Reform voters. Of course, they're gonna be flipping. Doesn't make any blooming difference. It means nothing. Because at the end of the day, the man in power is Keir Starmer, and he's not going to announce another general election in the United Kingdom. Of course he isn't. It's just a whole load of bollocks. It really is. It's just absolutely ridiculous that these people seem to think that you're going to, everybody hates you. You've got to have a step down, or we're going to have a general election. No, it doesn't work that way. Now, I'm not a fan of Keir Starmer, as you probably already know. But at the end of the day, he is the Prime Minister. He is democratically elected. And no, I don't think there was any Dominion machine issues or anything like that. No. God knows what went on in the United States, mind. But, there's several votes that apparently went missing. I'm not sure Elon knows how your system works. No, he doesn't. I don't think he knows much at all, to be honest. He speaks a good word, but when it comes down to it, he's a bit of a loon these days. That's what's happened to him. Look what he's done to flipping Twitter. For start, he changed the name on, which is a stupid idea, but and now it's just turned into a platform for Elon Musk. And it's bleeding subscribers like, well, was like what? I don't know, bleeding anyway. He's had a throat slit anyway. Everyone's going to Blue Sky. Even Mark Zuckerberg is a little bit concerned that Blue Sky is growing so fast because it's a much nicer place to be, and it appears, according to the CEO of Blue Sky, it's structured in such a way it's not possible for billionaires just to come along and buy it up. So it's safer, and it's moderated, and it's it seems to make sense. Now there are still some right-wing people on there, which is fair enough. We all got to have something to say, but as long as it's something, a worthwhile contribution. I see it on my channel, what have you? Sometimes, sometimes like, you're Jewish? No, it's not one of those. It is called it's a docker hat, right? A docker. It's the kind of hat a rigger might wear because it hasn't got a peak. And the reason you don't have a peak is the cables can come along and rip your hat off. But I like them because they don't create shadow across your face when you got the lights high. There you go. Cheers. So, no, I'm not Jewish. I'm not religious at all. I just think that's a whole load of bollocks. It seems to cause a whole load of flipping wars. You know what's going on around the world at the moment with Israel and what have you. It's ridiculous. And then you go and rush them. I mean, they've got their flipping high priests, blessing the missiles. He does. He blesses them. What the hell's that? Well, yeah, go and blow some people up. What? These people are flipping lunatics. They really are. These evangelical lot they've lost the plot. Even Sharon Stone is saying, what was it she said again? I did see it a moment ago. There we are. Sharon Stone says all people who voted for Donald Trump are uneducated Americans. How can you disagree? Donald Trump now, all right? Well, the Republican Party's just put a bill in which is going to get rid of the Department of Education, the Federal Department of Education, which basically oversees the education in the United States. Now, but that what he says, what they want to do as a part of their project 2025 is to devolve it into all the states, like they've done Roe versus Wade, regarding abortion rights, mate. Put it in the rights of each of the states, which is wasn't it? JD Vance, he said, well, did you just have to go to another state? But the flipping hell, this bunch under Trump are saying that, well, if you don't abide by what we tell you, to the Democratic states, if you don't abide by what we tell you, we're going to cut your funding, federal funding. So is this a tyranny? And there's flipping that plonker. Elon Musk say, the UK is a tyrannical police state, according to Elon Musk. What? Project 2025 under Donald Trump, which he said he knew nothing about. And all the people he's putting into top jobs were actually involved in the writing of 2025. When are people going to wake up? Actually, I think they have woke up. I think they just don't care. They're just so besotted on the Trump. I reckon if they were told to, they'd go up there. They would sponge them down naked and that. Get rid of yesterday's spray tan and they all get, get tiny hands. Yeah. Anyway, Randy Watts it and stuff. They do it for him because it's Donald Trump. He's the Messiah. No, he's not. It's just a naughty little boy. Well, these people are absolutely bonkers and it's spreading. And they're putting everything in place so the education in the United States suffers. Now, if you're going to make major structural changes, you can't just get rid of everything and then try and start again. You have to put things in place and then you have a changeover. But that's not what they are saying they're going to do. They're literally just wanting to throw a hand grenade amongst it all to see what happens. Now, this bunch do not want educated citizens in the Nicky Virgo, well, and Glenn Housen. Oh, are you gay? Well, but look at this. I'm married. I've got 6 kids. So, did I adopt them? No. So, that's how else would I made them? I must be gay. That's how it works, isn't it? Silly people. Why people say shit like that? Are you one of the uneducated? Oh, dear. There we are. Or are you talking to somebody else? I got that wrong. Glenn. Yes, you're right. He is. It's what you, was he? You wish I was an immature child. What's going on over here? Are you okay? What the hell? I see. No, I get it now. Oh, blimey, I look further up the old chat. Let's see what's going on. Are you homosexual? Oh, I wonder. Hi, user. Should we do it? Oh, I'd have to put you on time out. I'm not going to tell you how long, though. Stupid people. There it goes, don't you? Stupid is as stupid does. That it is. Some people are not Jewish, though. I was Elon's biggest fan, says Nicky Berg, until he started on our political system. The bloke's going to prove a real danger. He's a real danger because some people listen to him. Because he has spoke quite a lot of interesting stuff in the past. Whether you agree with him or not, it's still interesting. But he's gone off the flipping rails, and he really has. He's a flipping lunatic now. He needs reining in. And it's not going to happen, is it? It's just not going to happen. Anyway, don't forget to poke the old like button. It helps the channel, Yeah. I need all the help I can get. That I do. So, do. And Collie Dubs subbed. Thank you very much. No, I'm not Jewish. Do. Hello, offended Snay. Hope you're well. Elon is as mad as his father's a lunatic. Flipping hell, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, did it? His father's it's just, oh, he's Fagin. He's Fagin of Oliver Twist. He is. He's just, oh, scabby little man. Oh, do. Where are we? Elon, eat my kitty. What? They have both been bitten by a diseased fly. I think you might have something. You might have something in that, Peter. Peter R 7957. Blimey. There must be lots of Peter R's. Is your father still out getting milk? What? Do I live in the UK? Do you live in the UK? You're shouting now. No, I live in France. That I do. Yes, and I'm from the UK. I'm from Norfolk, in case you're wondering, in the UK. And I still have many family members living in the UK, including my children. Apart from I've got one here. So yeah. Oh, there's something else I've got to put on timeout. Oh dear. Oh dear. People doing stupid stuff. I left Wales 6 years ago, says Peter R. Well, I've been in France for 14 years now. But like I said, I've still got family in the UK, so that's why I worry about this sort of stuff that's going on. Oh, worry about it anyway. It affects us in the EU as well. But yes, I get caught. Oh, you live in France? Traitor. What do you care? What happens to us in the UK? I get it all the time. No, it's not about you. It's about good people in the UK, and also about my family that is still in the UK, and I'm still a British citizen. You know, I have rights to vote in the UK. I don't have rights to vote here in France. Not yet, anyway. Hello, Joe Lefty. Hope you're well. Oh, it's a geezer spinner. What? I am here for the foreseeable. Hello there, Joe Lefty. I hope you're well, my friend. And Veg Pie, oil, photos against anxiety. To Finland. I just worked for a Finnish lady. Yes, she was ever so sweet, and she made lovely, lovely food. She did. That was an extension. I tell you what, we built an extension for years ago. Many Americans are learning it's very difficult to become a Canadian citizen. Yes. They're refugees, they are. Can they get refugee status? Leave the tyranny. Oh, there. It's I don't know if it is that or not. I can't remember what it was a long time ago. Scott. There we go. Did I see my Scottish friend? Hello, Steve McGowan. Hope you're well. Even from Prague, we had a lovely duck confit. Oh, it's lovely. It is. Especially just a duck that's been cooked in duck fat, really. I'm having a tank pilsner for dessert. Oh, sounds good. Did I see somebody else I recognise? Oh, I did. Andrew Evans. Hello there, my friend. Hope you're well. Good night, Peter R. Yeah, refugees from the United States to Canada. People are actually getting out. Those who can are. What is going on in the United States is it's unimaginable, and it's happening. The unimaginable is happening. It is. It's not just throwing everything up in the air and just keeping the bits you want, and then just adding a few more. Now, what they're saying is the money from the federal government for the education is going to be distributed amongst all the states. Now, you know as well as I do that it is the perfect opportunity to pilfer, to skim it, to skim the budget, or just not give them as much. And the same thing happened in the United Kingdom when we left the European Union, and the farmers thought, we're going to get our subsidies from the UK government. instead of the EU. But no, they got about a third of what they were getting before when they were in the EU, in the European Union. So it's I've got to start my days sometime, I suppose. Oh, 11 days, 11 days. Ooh. The first and the last thing. Right, here we go. Americans can apply for landed immigrant status if they're married to a Canadian or if they have a specific trade skills. I suppose it's a bit like Australia, I suppose. You've got to be under a certain age in that as well. They're not want any old farts, are they? You know, I've got lots of skills that I have, you know. Can I go there? No, actually, I quite like here in France, actually. We've got trees as well. Not quite as cold either. Well, there was hanging a lot of wind recently. A lot of wind that we have. But yeah, the world's gone absolutely flipping bonkers. It really has. Let's get it back up there. And I've been trolled, like I say, I've even been trolled with Max Robespierre, that I have. Another YouTuber. Been trolled by a guy called Full Monty, which I think is actually another name, is Top Smoke. And yeah, on Twitter. So I made a video about him, yeah. As you do. There it goes. You got to do it, ain't you? So where are we here? Not that one. Not here. Anyone know that Conor McGregor, you know, the guy who was in the Roadhouse movie, he's also mixed martial artist, won loads of fights. Well, anyway, he's a sex offender. It's not a legal case, it's just a civil case because the gutless CPS in Ireland decided that we can't take them, enough information or not enough evidence to see the case through, which is absolute rubbish. It's too powerful. These people with money he's been locked up, but no, he just got to pay a shitload of money out to the poor girl who was raped. So, you know, it's a bit like Donald Trump, isn't it? You know, getting his God's sake, that man. How the hell did that happen? How does somebody like Donald Trump get flipping voted not once, but twice as the president of the United States? I still just can't get my head around it. The man is unbelievably stupid. I just don't get it. He's got imaginary degrees. He thinks he's brilliant absolutely everything. All his businesses just keep going bankrupt and getting me bankrolled by Vladimir Putin, you know? And then he's thinking, oh yeah, tariffs. Tariffs are brilliant if they're implemented with your brain or implemented well. Oh, tariffs are great, they are. Well, you can use them as well as threatening all the other countries. This is going to be a trade war. And you know who's actually going to feel the pain of this? It's actually going to be the United States because they trade with all these other countries, like Mexico, for instance. Car punks, they travel across that border about 6 to 12 times before they end up in the car. It's just madness. If they were, reasonable tariffs, you could kind of understand it. But these 20% tariffs on Mexico. He might not like the Mexicans, but at the end of the day, they are a trade partner. And then there's Canada as well. Flipping hell. And also the United Kingdom. And then you've got the 60% tariffs that he wants to implement against China. Flipping hell, Chinese products are in every flipping thing. You can't escape it. You know, we've caused this issue, obviously, by buying all the shit, you know. Chinese phone. I bet all my little clamps head and stuff I'm using here, my lights and stuff. I know this nice little light I got up top, but I know that's made in China. PRC, you know. Everything's flipping made in China. Half our medications are made in big and pharmaceuticals are made in China. So who's going to be paying that extra 60%? It'll be you in the United States. And then the same thing had to be a tit for tat. We'll start applying tariffs on the United States because that's kind of how it works. That's what happens. What it do is just create an internal economy where you've got nothing on the shelves. There'll be very little that you'll be able to get hold of. And manufacturing in the United States is going to say, hang on, we can't make anything here anymore. We can't import the components anymore. With all the semiconductors and stuff like that. Many of them are made in China. It's not just in Taiwan. It's madness. It's absolute madness. It's like he is deliberately trying to destroy the United States so he can control it, maybe. This is just like that film, Idiocy. You never thought that was a documentary, would you? You know, looking into the future and all that. If anyone's seen, who's seen the film Idiocy? Idiocy or Idiocracy? Or whatever it is. Anyway, that film, oh, blimey. It's quite funny, though. Gatorade. Yeah, they survive on Gatorade because nothing will grow. They're watering their crops with Gatorade. Crazy people. It's just nuts. I just find it absolutely unbelievable. But, you know, people voted for this. And they knew. They were told. Donald Trump told them. He even told the Trump voters that I don't care about you. That's what he said. I don't care about just what you vote. Surely that was a red flag. But no, still voted for him. It's crazy. Donald Trump was right when he said, I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and you'd still love me. He'd get away with it. What the hell has happened for us to sink so low? Answer your question, am I from Ireland or Canada? No, I'm from Norfolk in the United Kingdom, but I reside in France with my dear wife and my dogs. I've got 2 dogs now. One died a couple of weeks ago, which was horrible. My little body dog. So where are we now? Let's scan across. Now, German car makers are worried. Mexico car makers are very concerned, and people who make the components. In the United Kingdom, they're very concerned because of other reasons as well as these tariffs. Some of the cars that are supplied in the United States are actually made in the United Kingdom, such as Nissan and what have you, that sort of thing. It's this level of cognitive dissonance. The people have got so low now. Now I know people make excuses for those who voted for Donald Trump. You know, you can't say that they're idiots. You can't say they're stupid, but stupid is as stupid does. If you do something stupid, that's bloody stupid, all right? And destroying your own country, thinking that it's actually going to make your life better, is the most stupid, ridiculous thing I have ever heard, unless that's actually your goal. You want to suffer. You want there to be less money. You want there to be less services. You want there to be no health care for those who can't afford it. Probably you. Probably those who voted for this madman. Well, German car makers' shares have slumped on a fear that Trump will impose steep tariffs. You know, you're talking about BMWs and Mercedes, what have you. And this is not just those high-end cars, is it? You know, they'll rep cars. It's going to be all cars in the EU that, you know, that might end up in the United States. But also, what about crikey, we see Jeep here and Chrysler and stuff like that, you know, here in the EU. No one will want to buy them. Everyone will get hit. And remember, lots of components, like, you know, are cross-compatible as well. Oh, it's just madness. Absolute madness. So Trump has promised to impose steeper tariffs on foreign-made cars to protect US jobs. It won't. It'll have the opposite effect. It might sound like it won't, but if you can't get your flipping components and the tariffs coming on stuff coming into the United States that are currently being put into those cars, what are you going to do? Within just like that, you're going to be building all these factories for these components just like that. No, it's going to happen. It takes years to get organised in that fashion. And besides, your wages in the United States are going to be higher than those probably in China and some of these other places. And the idea of internal making fewer and expect to actually make them for less money than if you were making lots of them, because a lot of these component manufacturers, they make this stuff, all the car manufacturers. Like Bosch, for instance. They're not going to split the factories up, are they? It's not going to make the products cheaper, which means that the end product is going to be more expensive. It won't get cheaper, it'll get more expensive, and people are going to lose their jobs. And people who can't afford to lose their jobs, got families, they've got to look after their kids and stuff, Got to make your healthcare payments, or have you, in the United States. And then we've got people in the United Kingdom, they're going to, struggle, what have you, because of what's going on with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is just going to completely disrupt the kind of, disjointed harmony that we've got at the moment regarding the manufacturing. The United Kingdom really bugged themselves regarding the EU. You just look at what's going on over there. We've got practically no car component manufacturers in the United Kingdom anymore since Brexit. They've all gone. They've all gone back to the EU. Not back to you, but they've gone to the EU. Well, now got Stellantis saying they're going to get rid of another factory in the United Kingdom. This all stems back to Brexit because we've crippled ourselves. We put tariffs on ourselves. What rules of origin, you see? And if in the United States, if you don't know what that means, basically, we do have a trade deal with the European Union, but it's only zero tariffs if the item is made in your country. Say, for instance, if we make something in the United Kingdom, we export it to the EU, there'll be zero tariff. There'll still be tax to pay, but zero tariff. But let's say, for instance, that item, such as, I made this is an English phone, right? But it has a certain amount of Chinese products in there, such as the battery and maybe a few other things. So all the bits of stuff inside are Chinese. Well, the majority of this is effectively, there's more Chinese stuff made in China than there is British stuff. Well, the rules of origin kicks in, and then there'll be a tariff to pay. All of a sudden, there'll be another 10, 20% tariff put on top. So it's made it uneconomical for British businesses to be able to trade with the EU. So many of them have decided, well, this is too expensive. And for the amount of products we sell in the United Kingdom to 67 million odd people compared to the 450 million people that happen to reside in the European Union, well, it makes more sense to actually move the business into the European Union. And so many businesses in the UK have done that already. That's probably what Stellantis is going to be doing. Stellantis is they own Vauxhall, basically, and various other car manufacturers. It's just absolute madness. Now, we got Brexit for the same reasons that you got Donald Trump in the UK. We got Brexit because people say, our lot in life ain't great, we want a change, we do, yeah. Because all the corporations and the what do they call it now with the economy and what have you? Crikey. They're all controlling us. Oh, dear. Madness. Just complete and utter madness. It really is. And it's happened in the United States. It's the second time for you recently, And you might say what you like about Biden, but under Biden, your economy, your GDP has gone up. So you're actually earning more money now than you were before Biden. This is just counting. The figures are out there. There's not, independent figures. I'm not talking Biden's own figures in his back pocket. No. I'm talking independent figures. Actually states that the GDP, gross domestic product, has gone up in the United States. Higher than it was when it's under Trump. More growth. The problem is, we had you and us had a major problem regarding inflation. I still don't understand if people don't quite grasp this concept about inflation. I think when the inflation comes down again, everything's going to be cheaper, but it's not. It just means it isn't growing as fast anymore in price. Unless you have a deflation, you're not going to get your prices lower, or unless those who distribute the products manage to buy them cheaper, or I don't know, for whatever reason, produce them cheaper, grow them cheaper, But it's just, man, people just can't seem to get that into their heads. It seems like inflation's down, it's going to be cheaper now. The price of eggs. It's all about the price of eggs, So I've been told. Anyway, let's have a look in the chat. Who have I missed? Probably a few. Up we come. Oh, crap, am I in the wrong chat here? Probably, aren't I? I'm in top chat. Let's go into live chat. Top cat. I'll go shut up there. Hello, stand up for your rights. Oh, shut up. Factories are closing down left, right, and centre. Think that Labour are going to doing any better at home? No, they're not. Labour have been dealt such a bad card, and unless they embrace the concept of joining the European Union again, which isn't going to happen. I know it's not going to happen anyway, but or some sort of closer alignment, it's not. Labour's not going to win. They're not going to win this battle. They've got a shitty card dealt to them, and got the right wing media constantly attacking them. And then you've got those on the left, not particularly helpful either, as well as those on the right. Keir Starmer, he's not doing himself any favours. He's just upsetting everybody. So the whole thing is a complete mess. Labour's not going to do any better. No, I agree. I'm not going to deny that. That's true. I don't think anyone could win this. No. Whether it be the Greens, whether it be the Liberal Democrats, definitely not the Tories. They're the one who put us in this flipping shithole in the United Kingdom. So, oh, shut up, yeah. So no, they're not. They're not going to improve things. I actually think we are in a start of a global collapse. I really do. And one of the biggest reasons for this, I think, it's partly our fault. We haven't seen the wood for the trees, and we've just been buying a load of stuff from places that, quite frankly, are huge corporations instead of the little people. And all that does is it just sucks the money out of your wallets, and you never see it again. Goes up there. To those at the top, sitting pretty with their billions. Example, all right? Jeff Bezos, during the pandemic, just because there's one little tiny thing happened, all right? I'm not talking about the pandemic, but during the pandemic, he made 11 billion overnight. Didn't do anything. Didn't work for it. Where'd that 11 billion come from? It came from you. Like, we are quite happy to go on Amazon. And to be fair to Amazon, there's actually, like the returns policy and stuff like that. It's a really good company to buy from, really. But still the problem, isn't it? It doesn't disguise from the fact that we are part of the issue, because we're happy to buy from these people. And the corporations are literally sucking us dry. And it goes up and it goes out. So it's not even being recirculated or recycled in your own country. It ends up somewhere else. And they sit on it. It goes in a bank account and it gets sat on. It's not used for, I don't know, building infrastructure or something like that, which everybody can benefit from. No, it just sits there. It gets to a point where we've got no money left. If people don't borrow money, hence then more money gets printed to cope with the borrowing and stuff like that, like for mortgages and car loans and God knows what else, and people stop doing it because they can't afford the repayments. There's nothing to fill the gap, the void. So those at the bottom will have even less. I honestly believe that we are heading for it's obviously a global crisis, but this is collapse. I think this is the collapse of the whole economic system, and Donald Trump is now going to be that. He's tipping the balance. It's been doing this for too long. Instead of being like, uphill, 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 not struggle. I mean, like, making money, GDP. It's been sort of like treading water somewhat, And then Donald Trump sat on your head, and then you drowned. Oh, what a horrible analogy. Oh, blimey. I hope he's wearing his nappy. So, it's on HBO now, is it? It is Idiocracy. Is it? Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, that's such a funny film. I never knew it was a documentary. I really didn't, Seeing Into the Future and all that. Oh, a kleptocracy. Yes, definitely. And, it's quite worrying, isn't it? I actually, obviously I worry about. I burnt my blooming arm on the fire there. I burnt my arm on it. Keep my arm there. It's sore. Hurt myself. So it's a long-term plan. Yeah, very long, unfortunately. Factories are shutting down. Of course they are, left, right, and centre. Like they are. Mad because Ukraine aren't going to get any more money from us, like Biden was doing his money laundering. That's absolute rubbish. Biden wasn't doing money laundering for Ukraine, right? It's basically racked up a debt. Just like the United Kingdom, Britain did during the war. England racked up a debt. Mr. Hitler, old England isn't done. Yes, we racked up a debt with the United States, and we only just, about 10 years ago, we managed to finish the last payment. It's a debt. Nothing's free. No. Now, if you think it's a good idea to allow Vladimir Putin to run amok in Europe and think it's not going to affect you in the United States, you're very, very much mistaken. Because what will end up happening is the United States will find they can't trade with the EU. And when you consider the EU is a major, and also the United Kingdom is a major trading partner, I know through WTO and what have you, but it's still a trading partner. I don't know, maybe it would be different under Trump, but all these tariffs. It'll cripple you. At the end of the day, it's all about other people's money. That's how you build your economy. They call it direct foreign investment for a reason. It's foreign money coming into your country. Now, if we in the EU, for instance, can no longer buy stuff that happens to maybe made in the United States, or maybe the United States was involved with it one way or another, like Elon Musk, for instance, and his Starlink, or, if we can't afford the services, companies in the United States are going to suffer. They don't just trade with the United States. Otherwise, you have if you think you can be able to manage, like any other country, trying to manage an insular economy, it's not going to work. It's not. You've got to be able to grow economy. Now, if you go back to the olden days when the crown was running amok and rape and pillaging all these little villages, then taking out, that you just stealing countries like United States, for instance, the Americas, rape and pillage and all that, and Australia and various others, New Zealand and all that, It's all about other people's money. Cheers, B. Greg. It was Idiocracy. Some things don't change. It's all tariffs, import and export. Yeah, but it's the volume of these tariffs. These tariffs are horrendous. 60% on China. Some tariffs he's talking about 100%, and he's going to use them to threaten a country. This is an act of trade war. Not act of war, but act of trade war. It's madness. It's absolute madness. Don't forget to people our like button. So it's just nuts. Biden imports 60% of its fossil fuels from Canada. The United States also exports a huge amount of fossil fuels as well. Don't forget that, such as LNG. Huge amount to EU for a start, especially since the war in Ukraine. Stellantis has been on the ropes since it was formed. It got too big too quick. But Stellantis is just a holding company, really, because they're all different companies under Stellantis. Some of those companies are actually doing okay, and some aren't, and obviously some are dragging it down. But it isn't just about Stellantis. They're astute. These companies are astute. They know what they're doing. And if you see that car manufacturing is going to take a wrong turn, and it's going to be losses, they're going to do what they can to stop that from happening and make investments where they need to. And generally speaking, if they can't make it work in the United Kingdom for whatever reason it might be, and let's say, for instance, the Class 4 national insurance contributions in the UK going up. It's not a lot, I know, but it's going up. It still makes the amount of people these big companies employ. It's a huge amount of money. No, I've employed people. Okay, and yes, small business. We had 13 people working for us, and it was hard. It really was hard. I mean, you had 13 people working for us. And it was, everything changed. From being like sole trader, just me and my son, we're doing sole trade, doing what we're doing. Small limited company, not sole trader. Sole trader, then we were limited. And anyway, it was that was easy. That was easy. You just earned your money, took your share, and put it in the bank, so to speak. Took your wage, whatever. And when it became limited, you just took your wage each week, and that's what went into your company account, and the rest get charged on corporation tax, which was a little bit less. I know some people say, no, you don't do that because you pay less taxes on it and stuff like that. No, that's bad. No, that's what everyone was doing. That's what the accountants were basically sorting out for you. It backfired for many people during the furlough payments because they found they weren't earning enough money because their wages are kept low, but that's been topped up with dividends from the shares they got in the company. But anyway, when we went over that was easy, but when we started having to employ people, there's so much other stuff to think about, whether it be health and safety, also PPE provisions and stuff like that. No, we didn't get we didn't get some Tory PPE. Oh, quite what's it called though? Planes. Oh, anyway, there's no plot here now. But yes, we just so then we had to do like method statements, risk assessments, and all this stuff, and then we had to have an assigned health and safety person and do all the resuscitation. Oh God, it's that. Especially when you went over 5 employees, it got even tougher. So that was hard. It was hard, And when you had a business that the profit margins can easily be damaged through events such as force majeure and what have you, it was it was difficult. If you're on the site, it's up peeing down the rain. You've got people employed by you, and they can't lay the bricks because there's no cover. Especially if you work on sites for like Wilkin Homes, they're not providing you with any cover, so you end up and send them home. You still got to pay their wages. So yeah, it wasn't great. Play a different tune. What do you want to play? It has changed. Lots is changing. Massive amount is changing. Think it's going to change. All the economists are also saying it's changing for the worst. Right? Not just little old me. Oh, Biden, Hunter, Ukraine, Russia. Oh, give me a break. I've got a troll. Don't worry, you got some haters. Boris and Farage and Trump. I've got a few haters. So what? I'm fed up with it now. Do you know what? For so long, I kind of like been a little bit. I've been a little bit risky in the past, what have you? But I just got to this point now where sod it. If stupid people keep flipping sharing idiotic stuff with me, trying to convince me with idiocy, I bugger them. I've had it now. Even with family members, Now, my father voted for Brexit, and he was adamant about Brexit. I live here in France, and I thought to myself, well, you're a bit of a cunt. You're a bit of a bugger, aren't you, really? Because at the end of the day, you're happy just to get your Brexit. Just want my Brexit. But you don't care what happens to us in France. Now, we didn't have a clue what was going to happen to us. We didn't know whether or not we were going to stay here or anything, because there was no deal. There was no deal at the time. It was all last minute. Luckily, France really, they looked after us. They really did. And and we're still here. And we, I work here anyway, so It's taxes are high though. I'll tell you. Flipping hell. I don't mind too much because the healthcare is brilliant. It really is. And I've got fibromyalgia, and it's been absolutely our doctors, the hospitals, what have you, all included within our healthcare. What happens here in France, if you don't know this, you have 2/3 are paid by the state. The last third is covered by what you call the mutuelle, and it's like an insurance policy that covers you for that top up. But it includes your dental, includes eye tests. Don't include your glasses, although you can get help with that if you're on a thing called CMU, or you're getting a bit of extra help. Your prescriptions, it's all free. It's all not free, but it's all part of the package you get, and it's cheap. The top up bit is cheap. It's me and my dad and wife. Remember, we've got our problems as well. But under law, they can't charge you more. It doesn't. You've had this wrong and that wrong, and all of a sudden your policy is going to go through the roof. No, it don't work like that here. They do it on age, and that's it. So, but it's it's not it's illegal to do that, to profiteer from other people's misery. Oh, here we go. Trump won, and the commies are mad. You voted for a rapist. What's it say about you? You're condoning rape. Lovely. I suppose you're condoning the lack of women's rights, or they're taking charge of their own bodies, especially if they get raped. That sickens me. Absolutely sickens me. No, you're stand up for your rights. You're more than welcome to speak up. All right, but don't be offensive. If you're offensive, I'll get rid of you. Simple as that. If people on here, if they're just going to be stupid and offensive, that'll be it. I'll just get them gone. I'm not having it. Especially if you're rude to other people. I don't care about me so much, but other people. Get back under your bridges, trolls. Oh God. Me lucky charms like a leprechaun. Oh, that was a troll. What was it? What up there? Oh, it's just that. I've got Pandora sitting there. I'm just going to have to give my dog a treat. She's sitting there patiently waiting for a treat. There you go. There done. I do love my dogs. It's been quite hard recently because I lost my little Wally dog. 14 and a half he was. Well, nearly 50 actually. Yeah. And he was my best friend. He really was. Brilliant little bloody naughty little boy. But absolutely, he's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Me and Carol, sort of thinking about it early today and sort of talking about it, all the little mischief he used to get up to. And how he used to rip quilts apart. And he used to sit there. What have you done, Wally? And he had a bit of fluff stuck in his mouth. Like, it wasn't me. It's just hilarious. Hello, one angry pagan. I hope you're well, my friend. Just wait until the material effects of sea level rise already. Oh my God. Well, like for instance, in 50 years' time, Ely in Cambridgeshire will be an island. Now, I don't know how it is in the United States, but in the United Kingdom, the policy is if the cost of the sea defence is more than the value of the land, they don't do it. It doesn't get done. It's madness. Absolute madness. Now, Norfolk, for instance, where I'm from, it's the round bulbous bit on the right-hand side of the United Kingdom of England, isn't it? It's that fat bit, right? Now, I'll tell you what. England. You look at the map of the United Kingdom, and it always looked to me as like it's a witch riding a pig. I don't know why, but it just does. Anyway, so in the United Kingdom, we've got a bit called the Achill Strait. Either side that is flat land. It's all quite marshy, and it's there's used to be, well, there still is no pumps on there actually, and there's loads of used to be a lot of windmills on there to pump the water and basically irrigate the fields, but also pump the land dry. Because it was agricultural land, and now there's just literally cattle on it, like sheep and what. But back in the day, you used to grow stuff on it. But now it's too wet. That'll all be lost. The only bit that probably be the road between Great Yarmouth and Norwich, probably still just be above sea level if we're lucky. The coastline around the around Norfolk is already eroding to a rapid extent. Where like Haysborough, we've got Cart Gap. There's always places around Norfolk just disappearing, and the shallows are literally falling into onto the beach, and then get washed up by the sea. Now there's another little place called Eccles. Now, Eccles used to be about a mile out. It's now in the sea. There's a church that fell into the sea. It was about 1920. This was anyway. Fell into the sea, and you can hear the church bell at low tides. Usually the winter tides at sort of January, February time, and when the tides go right out, sometimes not every year, the actual graves become uncovered, and you can see like little bones and stuff, skulls and stuff. That's Eccles, a little place called Cart Gap. Because where smugglers used to come in with the rum. So, yeah, it's an interesting place, Norfolk, actually. There's got a lot of history. Because Norwich used to be apparently the capital. But then when they realised ships, quite useful. The Thames, obviously, was very useful for trading. If Clacton floods, it will raise the house prices. What? Because you get more seafront. That's what Donald Trump would say. More beachfront properties, yes. Sea defence walls, just buying time. Yeah, well, it is, yeah. But there again, you say that. What about the Netherlands? They're an amazing engineering job there, and they're keeping themselves dry. So there's that too, I suppose. Hello, Alf Smith, hope you well. Bullywag says, majority of Brexiters are on the East Coast. Yes, Great Yarmouth. They're Brexiters, yes. And also reform. Oh dear. Oh well. Same with Florida and the Trumps. You got flood as well, in the United States. Yes, sea level rises, and it's not going to be in 200 years' time, like Donald Trump says. In 50 years, a little place called Ely, near the M11, that goes from Norwich to London and Cambridgeshire, will be an island. Everywhere around it will be flooded. And there's lots of places there. There's a lot of predictions because of where the low level. There's lots of land very close to sea level as it is around the United Kingdom. And it used to be called floodplains at one time, but they keep building on them. And wondering why we got floods. Crazy people. What another tree do you go on? Only little, I know. Oh, yeah. You got to make an effort. Can you see it there? There. See her nose. There it is. Oh, there she is. That's Pandora. You got that crikey. You're very lazy. Right. You guys need to restore a sense of national pride. To be proud of something, it needs to have something to make you proud of. It can't be just about the flag, though. It can't be whether or not we've gone around and raped and pillaged and colonized all these other countries and what have you, and had slavery, and you know how it goes. No, that's not something to be proud of. You're pestering again. Can't see how I know, but what? You want another one? Do you want a wee? No, she want a treat. I know they're only little, but that's the last one. That's your last one. Eventually, Mar-a-Lago will be under sea level. It'll be like 1,000 leagues under the sea or something like that. Be Atlantis. Oh, that place is so ugly. Oh my god. Hey, you're googling Eccles graves now. Yes. Cool. It's an interesting place. It really is right there. The coastline in Norfolk is lovely, But even, for instance, Cromer, which has got sea defences, but not funny. Doesn't go all the way around. So the sea would just go around it eventually. But it has got big concrete sea defences. Not saying it's the best way of doing it, but but it is actually originally it was inland by on records. It was literally 2 miles inland, and now it's on the coast. It's just the coastline just keeps changing all the time, obviously, because it's getting eroded. The United Kingdom has become smaller and smaller and smaller. Anyway, you got San Andreas fault, and not fault. Big earthquake, tsunamis and stuff. I've seen the movies. Yeah. I can't understand why Britain has to build suburbs of townhouses and should be building tower blocks that look nice and green spaces. Yeah. But I think this is the same in the United States. You've got stick-built houses, in you. Lots of houses are big wooden structures. In the United Kingdom, they're brick structures. Fair enough. It's a great material, right? And you can build houses that last a very long time. The problem is, how they build them in the United Kingdom, they don't last a long time. They're relatively lightweight. You've got all these great materials, but they don't. I've been on the game long enough. Not that game, no. In the construction game, right? A long, long time. And everything's changed, but not for the better. It looks like all nice brick buildings, but behind the scenes, there's all crap plumbing, all het to hose stuff. You go in these Brooklyn Homes places, the plumbing's not like down and up and across and stuff. It's all like just swooping across the walls and shit. And then they just slap plasterboard on top of it all. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. No wonder people hang pictures up, but nails through the walls. Stupid. So anyway, that's how these new builds in the UK are absolutely chronic. The old council buildings back in the 1930s that they were building, which were built with money that was taxed from the rich. Okay, the government at the time taxed the rich, used that money, okay, and built houses, and they were solid. They were good, solid. They were brick houses, but they were built properly. They're still there today. But I feel with the way we live these days, and things have changed, and people want modern spaces and stuff. I think that buildings should be built with that in mind, that they've got a limited shelf life, maybe 50, 60 years or something like that. So you can change your landscape. Pod houses, which could be built very cheap, very quickly, and recycled. I don't mean like little pods. You don't little travelling tubes. No. You're getting a bit excited down there again, Joe. I think we could adopt bot better and build a lot faster, a lot quicker than what we are. Most people just want some of the rest of their head. But there's there's a hell of a lot of single men out there, who just need somewhere to sleep, really. A little kitchenette and stuff like that. It's just temporary place, just until they can afford to move on. People need so many homeless men in the United Kingdom and also in the United States as well. And here in France, of course there is, There's so many, but if we can provide them with an address somewhere, where they can actually say it's theirs while they try and get themselves sorted out. But no, I'm not going to do anything like that. Oh, just very annoying. I had a wisdom tooth out last Thursday, was it? I got stitches. Coming out tomorrow, actually. I got stitches in my mouth. It was really weird. It's like I've got just a string in my gob. Trump won't experience it, though. Not with his diet. Oh, a leprechaun. Yes. Where's me gold? Give me my gold. I want my gold. Give me my gold. I'm in Falendra, Simla in Wales, well over 100 metres above sea level. But many Tories will be compulsory purchasing land here soon rather than later. Do you know what? I'm 360 metres above sea level where I live here. I'm up top of a valley. There's another place over in a place called Bourbon Forest, and it's where the Nazis camped out on top of this big hill so they could look out, and that's 460 meters high. So it's still, that high, but it's still pretty blooming high, isn't it? In this area, anyway. Here we come. Knife stitches, yeah. I couldn't quite. I knew what he was doing when he was doing it. I had a fair good idea. I could feel it, but I couldn't feel it. I just sort of. He was doing that kind of motion and stuff. You like tying a knot. Oh yeah, must be putting stitches in. And yeah, that was I should have had it out years ago. I haven't got enough room in the back there for it. It keeps causing problems. So it got to a point where I'd had a little abscess behind it. So I had my antibiotics that I did, and then he whipped it out. Well over 100 meters above sea level. Yep. America had 2 storms of the century a few months ago. Yeah, it's the same in the United Kingdom. We're getting more and more storms, more and more bad weather, and the distance between them getting shorter and shorter. It's becoming more extreme. The same here in France. But no, it was only last year, the year before. We had quite a horrendous tempest come through here. It's Twister. Ripped through all the flipping houses and just missed us and ripped all their roofs off. Trees were getting ripped up and literally thrown upside down. I'd done, and 3 years before that, literally about 5 years before that. Must be about 6-7 years ago now. Anyway, our Dutch friend happens to be a dairy farmer, a bio dairy farmer. They lost their roof, but also the tempest went through their woods, ripped the path right through their woods of oak trees. Oaks and chestnuts and all deciduous trees just got ripped up and just thrown about. And one of them ended up, lifted up, ended up in one of his back fields upside down. So the crown of the tree, of an oak tree, was on the ground. And I've told the story before, actually. And the roots were up there like that. That was bizarre to see. He left it there. It's just like there's a dry wooden thing now. It's still there. Actually, I don't know if it's actually fell over now. Can't remember. Anyway. Just ask the people who used to live off a Doggerland. That's now the North Sea. Oh, I was gone then, basically. Doggerland. US America had 2 storms. Yes. I can't understand why Britain has to build suburbs of town. Yeah, we should be building high rises with green spaces. They kind of tried that. The problem is you not to sound snobby, you do also need to make sure you get the right people together as well. People that mesh. And a lot of these were council homes, and it started out well, and then it just went to pot. A lot of it's down to, you know what it is? Where there's poverty, there's crime. And when you bring people together and they can't, you're going to get a few bad eggs, aren't you? And those who you don't want to be living like that, you don't want that kind of environment, they either move out or they just put up with it and hate it. And it just goes to pot, unfortunately. There used to be some very nice estates. These are council estates again in Norwich. And much of them actually has been sold off now, been bought by Right to Buy. And they started off being relatively okay, Heartsease was always a bit rough. Heartsease estate. Still not great. A Mile Cross, still not great. Larkman estate, still not great. But there's pockets within it, you'll get like groups of people where they bought them, and then as soon as they bought them, they want to do nice things to them, and they've got and it's but it doesn't mesh well with other people living there. And there's this kind of, it looks terrible, the crime, because they can't afford to feed the kids, or they're poorly educated, like those who voted for Donald Trump. Sharon Stone said it. She did. Oh, Nigel Farage speaks sense. No, he doesn't. Nigel Farage is just a grifter. He was there with the flipping tractor protests in the UK. Turns up in his wellies. Yes, he was cosplaying. Turns up in his wellies and his little yellow corduroys and his oilskin jacket and stuff. Trying to make himself look like one of the farmers. He's one of the lands, he was. That man is the one who put them in the flipping state they're in now. because of Brexit. He talks no sense whatsoever. What he does, I'll tell you what he does. He grabs a bit of truth, all right? No, actually, he takes a lie and wraps it in some truth, just to disguise the lie. But we know, his actual intent is not good for you. No, he's toxic. He's a horrid little creature as well. Oh. Now, there's likely to be another investigation into Aaron Banks regarding the money that people said that come from Russia, such as Carol Colwalder went to court over this, didn't she, about Aaron Banks. And it looks like it's going to be reinvestigated because more evidence has come forwards where monies from Russia was used to fund the Leave campaign via Aaron Banks into Leave campaigns, into Nigel Farage's bank account. Are you from Scotland? No. I'm from Norfolk, mate. Norfolk. Scotland needs its independence, so I'll tell you. Blimey, what a flipping mess. Get treated like flipping, lower class citizens, they do. They need to free themselves from the tyranny of Westminster. Who did I vote for? That's a very personal question. I'll tell you, actually, I was going to vote Labour in the United Kingdom. Obviously not voting Trump because I'm not an American citizen. But I voted for Labour in the United Kingdom, or that was my intention. But it was going to be a postal vote, and none of the postal votes got here in time. My wife's didn't. In fact, no, actually, I didn't even get mine. My wife got hers the day before the vote. How was that going to work? We did everything on time. There's loads of us, but it didn't make anything to me. I was going to vote Labour, not because I believe in Labour, because I'm really a greenie, to be honest. I'm a bit of a earth child. Yes, the bottoms of my feet are hairy as the tops. So, oh dear. How many against a woman's right to choose have a gaggle of adopted children now? Yeah. The thing is, you see, I just, it's all old hairy men that are making decisions for women. Evangelicals. Evil genitals. I just find it just so. I find it embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for you in the United States. What's going on at the moment? It's such a shame. It really is. It's just going to absolutely destroy any humanities left. It really is. You see, those on the left are going to get angry. Those on the right are going to get angry because they're basically been sold a pup. They're going to get buyer's remorse. It's sad. It's really sad, actually, because people used to get on, even if they have different opinions and stuff like that. Families didn't necessarily break up over it. In the United Kingdom, there's a lot of families that literally split down the middle because they had opposing views regarding the Brexit, because of Nigel Farage, basically. Now, you've got the same problem in the United States where you got people who've got opposing views to other members of their family, and they split up, Thanksgiving or what have you, and they too split down the middle, and you don't see the parents again because it's just too difficult. Parents or other siblings, right? It's a shame. It really is. And so we're talking about women's rights. So whatever, why not? Don't they deserve rights, or do you want to have them suppressed? Huh? It's man. Is it the same with trans rights and stuff like that? Okay, sometimes it can go a bit far. And same with women's rights, same with our rights. We just need some common sense in it all. It's just nuts. Do you identify as a Christian? Not at all. I'm sorry, I don't believe in religion. None of them. You can if you want. It's up to what other people do. That's their business. I'm not going to tell people one way or the other, as long as they don't try and tell me one way or the other. You know, all this evangelical stuff is just nuts. Most of the wars start based on religion. In Northern Ireland, for instance, you know. It's crazy. Absolute crazy. In Gaza, you know. Religion, you know. It's all based on bloody religion. Sickens me. It really does. Religion came about because people didn't understand. They wanted an answer to stuff that can be explained now. Like, the earth isn't flippin' flat, okay? It's round. And not a disc. No, it's a sphere. Flat earthers, chemtrails, tin hat wearers, and 5G bars. Oh my God, whatever next. And the COVID vaccine. They can make you stop. Press a button and you just stop. Flipping crazy. People believe this shit. Oh, crikey, MTG, Margie Taylor Greene. Oh, crikey, George Soros and all that. And then got, what's his name? Bernie Sanders and his space lasers, Jewish space lasers, and Biden and his seeding the storms to make them more ferocious. They last longer. This is nuts. This is absolute batshit crazy stuff. So no, I'm not Christian. I'm not. My mother was Catholic. You know, fair enough. It's her thing. You know. But no. I might regret it when I'm dead. I don't know. We'll see. I'll come back and haunt you and tell let you know. All right. And some people believe the BBC also. Now, the thing you got to remember at the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation, it's not just one thing. There's lots of things. And lots of those things are very, very good. And some of them ain't so good. And a lot of it depends on who is either writing the articles or who's doing the broadcast. It's all done individuals. And it doesn't always work out that great. And besides, the BBC also turned a blind eye, or those in charge at the time turned a blind eye to events that were happening in the BBC that should have already been made more public, such as Jimmy Savile, argument's sake, and others, and that Who geezer, you know. People knew what was going on, and they said nothing apart from that Sex Pistols geezer. From Maryland, Terry McBee from Maryland. And Kevin Mackin in Prague. Oh, we've got someone else in Prague here as well. Steve McGowan's in Prague. The reason why we enjoy so much freedom here in Prague is because it is the most atheist nation in the world. Well, I feel that many UK's the batshit crazy people in the United Kingdom, such as Reform, what have, they're trying to turn it towards more religion, but most people have turned away from it to quite a great deal there. Quite a great deal. The thing is, religion can be used to control you. It really can. Look at Donald Trump. Flip it out, Donald Trump, all right? He printed his own Bible, yes. All Trump antidotes inside, antidotes. Anyway, whatever it might be inside there, it's probably pictures of Trump. I don't know, standing with a big spear and a lion or something. I don't know, whatever it might be in his Roman kit. Anyway, the front cover of that thing, it says Trump. It doesn't say the Bible or whatever. You know, the Trump. He thinks he's God. Or he thinks he's better than God. And if you are an evangelical type of person, well, then quite frankly, that should be an insult. But no, you worship him. Oh, Trump, my baby. Allow me to kiss your chocolate starfish. Please. Oh, lovely. Oh, that was chewy. Oh, blimey, did he eat corn? Maybe. Blimey, it's just nuts. The whole thing is absolutely stark, raving bonkers. There we go. Gary Garner. See, what a world where nothing is beyond the pale. No, of course not. Of course he doesn't. I know Steve McGowan quite well. He's one of my biggest contributors on the channel, and regarding the comments on my videos and stuff. And no, it's not what he's about. We just want common decency. We want people to treat each other with common decency. We don't need to be told to treat people decently. We don't. We don't need some, I don't know, rapist, paedophile standing at the pulpit there telling us all they got to behave decent. No. We can do that ourselves. You don't have to go to church to be a good person. You know, you can help others without having to be told to help others. To me, it's obvious. All right? It's not difficult. I brought up 6 kids. They're all doing pretty well. You know, apart from one who's got university degrees and what have you. Probably because it's too young. I just... I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, if it's your thing, that's fine. It's up to you. You know, it makes you feel better. It makes you think your life has purpose and stuff like that. Well, then that's fine. You know, it doesn't matter. It's no skin off my back or anyone else. You do what you want to do. You know, it's what so freedom of speech, really, and what that's all about. You know, if you want to preach, that's up to you. But it's just not my thing. You know, and I know plenty of people who, you know, are not non-believers as well. Like I say, I might regret it when I'm dead. Oh shit, pearly gates! I missed out on that one, didn't I? You have to be born again to enter the kingdom of heaven. Apparently, I wouldn't know. No one's going to born me again, are they? Crikey. Trump can't even discuss basic biblical elements or passages. No, because he doesn't know any. He ain't read the... He's not an evangelical, is he? He's just using it. That's the point, you see. A bit like the film Eli. When Denzel Washington, which apparently is probably blind anyway, he's got a version of the Bible in Braille. And this geezer who's... Oh, God, what's his name? Actor. Anyway, he wanted this Bible because he feels... or a Bible so he could actually control people. And that's what it's about. The words are powerful. They are powerful, you know. A lot of them make a lot of sense. You know. Unfortunately, people use it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of greed in the world as well. You know. If you've got... How come, right? You've got these preachers and what have you in the United States. And they're richer than Trump. They're just feathering their own nests. It's a scam. It's nuts. Absolute nuts. Although Donald Trump probably isn't very rich. And quite frankly, Putin owns them. It's all those golden showers, you know. That's what it is. Yeah. Videotapes and stuff. Yeah, I want to see the Epstein videos. That's what I want to see. Equal to the claim of deep state and then create their own. Yes. They're going on about the deep... Yeah, he's constantly going on about the deep state. And literally this Project 2025, they create their own. And they do that with everything. The people who support Donald Trump or often vote for Donald Trump saying, we get rid of all these paedophiles and sex offenders and rapists and all that. We're going to export them. We're going to stick them in cages and shove them across the border. Maybe we'll stick them downwind and with parachutes and cages or whatever he plans to do. Tom Homan's he's capable of anything. The thing is, these people complaining are the ones who are the criminals quite often. Oh, we don't mean us. No, really? You'll be the ones that we got rid of as well. Like, you know, some of these like Latinos or Hispanics and what? Yeah, just even those who are actual citizens in the United States, he wants a lot of you out. He can talk about revoking citizenship. Now, if you say, for instance, you are an Hispanic and you happen to be a criminal, you've robbed somewhere, I don't know, whatever it might be. Well, but you're a citizen of the country. Like, for instance, you've done your swearing in and stuff like that. Well, then you go to jail in the United States. But Donald Trump says, no, we're going to shove you in a crate and ship you abroad somewhere. God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. I love that word, humble. You know, I do honestly, I love that word, humble. Now, for me, when I see other people doing good deeds, that humbles me. And I do see it, you know, some really lovely people on the channel that as well. And I find that humbling, you know. And also it humbles me as well. We're doing a rewilding here in France. We're planting loads of trees and stuff, you know. And me and my dear wife Caroline, we're really, really pleased with what we're achieving. And we're seeing more and more animals. The dares keep coming in our back field sods. Got to be careful of them. We've got some trees and stuff, you see. And then the cows pop in as well occasionally. These little small calves keep coming in. Little boy cows, little bulls. And but I don't want to eat my grass, you say. I'm happy with that, you know. Yeah, I have to cut it. So but it's great to see. You get them all in there, these little young cows and whatever. And then we've got the deers and stuff like that. And it's great to see. But we didn't get that before. I mean, it's starting this rewilding project. We're more aware and we're putting food out and stuff like that for various little critters and mammals and whatever. And it's and birds, obviously. And it's just great to see. That humbles us. We find that sort of thing because we love nature. You see, we love that. I love to go have a walk around through the woods and what have you. Try and avoid the ticks. I tell you what. If you're a lass, right, and you visit France or actually go anywhere in the woods, do not pee in the woods. Don't squat and pee in the woods. Now, I have known two friends of ours, okay, who have both got ticks on their fannies because they peed in the woods. And one of them actually ended up getting Lyme's disease, which was quite horrible. Got very, very ill. So don't do that. No. You get a tick on your fanny. Ooh, scary. Ooh. You're a tick toe. You're trying to get the thin thing off, aren't you? You're a tick toe. Oh, there, I slipped. Like when you're pulling it off your head. There you are. I went and looked at a rescue pot-bellied pig today. We will get her after. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's so cool. Joe. You do know that we lose all of our strength within the first 2 years of hormone replacement. Joe left his is trans, you see, so blimey. So it's just in 2 years you lose it all. Crikey. Now regarding that, I'm ignorant to it because I'm not trans. You might think I am, but I'm not. I'm not trans. I'm not living that life, so I can't say I 100% understand it, but it doesn't bother me. I just want people to be happy. I just want people to live their lives how they want to live their lives without shooting people and stuff like that, without hurting others. That's all I want, and just leave people alone. Just leave them alone. We don't need to bully people, There has to be provision. If, for instance, I don't know, if you've got a problem with the toilet situation because they're voting on this sort of stuff in the United Kingdom at the moment, or no, they're going to the courts. I can't remember what's happening. Anyway, there has to be a provision of one type or another, really. I think so. It's difficult, isn't it? It's a difficult scenario. And also with sports, it's a difficult one. No. Oh, I don't think there's any real answers, to be honest. Catherine McKagan, stop addressing me. Addressing you what, right? Have I? How have I addressed you? I went and looked at her. Oh, no, there we come. Squirrely prepper lifestyle. America will implode after no more than a year. I think it's going to be sooner than that. I think we're going to see some major things within 6 months. I really do. Donald Trump is already putting things in place now, or his little minions are anyway, regarding his plan. And that tariff thing, if that goes, that's just going to cause, it's going to be a shitstorm. It really is going to be a shitstorm. So many businesses are going to go under. Not just in the United States, abroad as well, Which, what happens then, But when businesses go under, people lose their jobs and they can't afford to buy products, and the whole thing falls apart. It all collapses. Yeah. Keep the ship afloat and all that. How do you do that? About, keeping trade going. Avon's skin is so soft, it is great for the woods. What? Not you. Oh, not me. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Skin so. Okay. All right. Avon. Avon calling. Do you have Avon in the United? You do, don't you? Have you Avon in the United States? Like crikey! What happened to your what was it called again? The plastic boxes. Not Betterware. Oh, quite what are they called again? Oh, quite went under, didn't they? A couple of years ago. 3 assassin attempts, all failed. I think it's clear who is supposed to be. Is that okay? So is that how we're going to find out the leader of the so-called free? It's no longer free, mate. I'll tell you. You've literally voted for a tyranny. How is that? How is that going to be free? He's literally taken away democracy. He's saying he's going to hand democracy to the states, but the states must do as what he tells them. He literally said that. If you don't, we'll take your money. He said that. That's not democracy, for Christ's sake. That's communism. Fascism. I know that's thrown about quite loosely these days, but it's pretty much the definition of it. So I actually quite like that comment though, Austin. 3 assassination attempts, all failed. I think it's clear who's supposed. This is just. So we got a shootout, have we? To find your leader. Ooh. 3 assassination attempts that, quite frankly, didn't really appear to do anything whatsoever. What happened to that little there? The same day he's out playing golf with no plaster on it. It's just. Yeah, it's tomato ketchup it was. Yeah, the bottle of tomato. You know how much he loves his tomato ketchup on his burgers? Yeah, ketchup. Oh, dear. The trucks and the SUVs US Americans love are 50% important parts they are. And probably the rest and all. It's like components like this stuff, Most of them is imported. Bosch is a major component, electronic components, engineered components and stuff like that. Those are imported. Bosch. So and it's not just Bosch, there's other ones as well. We've got one here, I think it's Vadio or Valdio or something here in France. No, they export all over the place as well. Yeah. I just can't get over that comment. I think you really need to read through that again because how ridiculous that is. I thank you for that comment. The trucks in this 50% important parts. Yes, the same. Like for instance, the same with cars in the United Kingdom, and the same with cars in France. There again, actually, did you realise in the EU, France has the least foreign-controlled companies in France and the whole of the EU. The worst is Ireland. Now, to me, that makes sense because Ireland is quite happy to give preferential tax regimes to, like Ryanair, for instance, and other foreign, Jeff Bezos, preferential like 2% tax rates and 1.5% tax rates to these people if they set up in Ireland. So, needless to say, there's a lot of foreign-owned business. I mean, the difference is like up there from down there, so to speak. But France is like tiny. So, yeah, I don't know about it's not Prague, what have you. Oh, I go for Bosch is big. It's huge everywhere, isn't it? Absolutely massive. It's not. They don't just make tools. They make injectors and all sorts of stuff. Why do I keep getting disconnected? I don't know. I think I'm connected still. And you've got Sport Channel. There's the super chats and that on there if you want. Keeps the channel alive. I was going to disappear. You won't want it to. Where are we? A thing called common sense, Joe Lefty. Common sense ain't very sexy, is it? Sorry, just let people, bygones be bygones. I don't really see a problem, to be honest. It doesn't bother me. I've done videos on trans issues in the past, and there's a lot of people I know who are trans, and lovely people, and they many of them go through hell. It's not. They moved here because of it into the countryside. To get away from too many people. And to be fair, I live in an area of France which is quite Marine Le Pen. Like very rural, a lot of farmers, what have you. Generally right wing. Don't know what's good for. And but to be fair to them, they don't give any grief. They're just like anyone else. They'll get on with their lives, really, I suppose. Yeah, Canada has, hasn't it? It's already threatened the United States with retaliatory tariffs. That's going to be the same everywhere. It's bound to happen. What got me a little bit, I was reading actually did a video about it regarding 2025, Project 25. The people involved in that Project 2025 are the same people who Donald Trump is putting into his government. Yeah, Donald Trump told us that he knew nothing about it. It's not a tickle, mate. It's probably the stitches tickling my throat. No, I don't. I mean, that one. No, not that one. Not that one. Oh, well, UK cabinet members have been barred from visiting Russia. Why would you go there? I wonder David Lammy will go. He'd get locked up, wouldn't he? He'd end up in the gulag. Now, they're going about a threat of a cyber war in the UK. Let's be honest about this, right? Russia has been performing a cyber war on the United Kingdom, on the United States, on on all the Western democracies since year dot. It's not a new thing. They're just going to up the game, aren't they? We've had a situation in the UK. Your American air bases like Lakenheath, and places like that in the United Kingdom. There's been a load of drones being spotted above air bases, recording, air bases. So the military been getting out, having individuals trying to spot and capture the people who have got these drones. And the thought is that they're actually British citizens who have been enlisted by Putin to provide this video footage. Putin's doing a lot of recce at the moment, and been mapping all the underground data cables around the world and stuff like that with submarines. He's on the war front. And We need to be prepared. We really do. I know Donald Trump is going to change, make that any better. Get rid of that. Oh, it's me. I can see me. Oh, an angry pagan. Hello, my friend. Oh, thanks for that, buddy. Common sense versus actual science for me. I've a bit of both. Yeah, both. The common sense to me is, oh, yeah, science tells me that's going to be bloody hot. All right. So I'm going to use my common sense. I'm not going to touch it. Yeah, it's just, I think they go hand in hand, really. But all this other madness. I can remember someone calling in to a show, James O'Brien's show. And this guy says, you just got to believe. Just got to believe, yeah. And, you know, you could jump out of an airplane then. He says, yes, you could jump out of an airplane. You just got to believe, you know, without a parachute. That's how stupid these people are. When you say education, what you really mean is indoctrination. No. Donald Trump isn't exactly that. He's trying to indoctrinate people into his thinking. It's quite easy. You say he's a lack of thinking he's dealing with, isn't it? You know. He said himself, I love the poorly educated. Constantly insulting those, the MAGA lot, constantly insulting them, telling them that they're stupid, yet they still vote for him. It's just nuts. Yep, exactly. I say that quite a bit, actually. In my experience, common sense isn't a very common, says Fendis Nye. Common sense is based on experience. Yeah. A knowledge. For me, common sense is based on years of doing stuff, making things, building stuff all my life, you know. That's, for me, I've learned through my hands. That's common sense for me. Like putting a joint together, I know if it's going to marry up well, you know, whether it's a dovetail or a haunched or whatever, you know, or tuss tenon or something. I know it's going to work. I can see it's going to work. To me, that's that marriage. You know, as a woodworker, that is common sense and skill. Yeah. No, Gary, you've been poisoned. Oh, poisoned. Education is obviously very important, but education is very easily poisoned. I suppose it can be. You know, there is, like, say, indoctrination, but at the end of the day, it's down to the teachers, not just the education system. The teachers obviously have a system they have to follow, but I can say one of my little granddaughters, who live here in France, right? She wouldn't speak at all, hardly. You know, she can speak, but she wouldn't speak. And the teacher said something wrong with her. I think she needs she's therapy or something like that, you know. Anyway, she got a new teacher now who knew exactly what she needed to do, and basically just went along with it. And look, you know, my little granddaughter now, she's happier and she's chatterbox now. Like, she instead of having these old-fashioned ideas, you know, there's just the change of the teacher, being to knowing how to speak to her and what have you, and that, because she goes meow and stuff a lot. Do you know what I mean? Now she's just chat. She's funny, and the same with us now. She's talking like crazy now. It's too much, if anything. It's like all of a sudden someone's plugged her in. Let's start the woodworkers. I love woodworking. I've got another channel called Wally Brought, and it's I did woodworking stuff on there, sort of teach woodworking and stuff, and some videos a bit crazy, but it's yeah, I do love woodworking. I find it's a therapy for me. It really is. It's I enjoy it. Hello, Gingers. Hope well. And Gingers has actually been and visited us here in France. That she has. Hope you're well, my friend. Oh, crikey. I really feel for you at the moment. What the heck is going on? Gary, a fool is a fool. Country makes no difference. So stupid is as stupid does. Education obviously makes a big difference, I think. But also parenting. Kids tend to follow their parents too much. You know, I suppose it depends on the parents, really. It could be a good thing or be a bad thing, couldn't it? You know, when we had all these riots regarding those after those little girls got murdered, and Nigel Farage, riot baiter, Nigel Farage, and listen to people like Andrew Tate lying basically, and there's people on these riots taking their children with them. You know, cars been smashed up, hotels been attempted to set hotels alight and stuff like that with migrants in, and you're taking your kids. There's something wrong in their head. There really is. That's not the sign of a good parent. Now, kids are special, Children are special, and they need everything. They obviously need your love. They need your attention, what have you. I brought up 6 kids, and I know it's not easy. 6 especially, it's not easy. They're all fairly young at the time, from 2 to 7 with the first batch. It's nuts. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard bringing up children, but you learn what have you as you go along because you're stuck in the deep end, and you just do what you think is right. But taking the places that, quite frankly, is just going to enchanting and stuff like that, where basically wishing on people to die. It's just no. You don't teach your kids that sort of stuff. It's just wrong. Here's a little sweetie. Who's a little sweetie? What's going on? Current education curriculum are insufficient, in my opinion. I mean that they aren't teaching that dinosaurs still exist as birds, and that the human. What about the chickens? And that the human origins all stem from mass migrations. Do you know what took mass migrations? I reckon, right? That after the dinosaurs wiped out by the old meteorite and what have you, the asteroid, and I think there was life on that, right? And they got spread around the planet as it obliterated, and they got the ash and stuff. And then that's why we had all these different, little groupings of people, around the world. Yeah, that's what I reckon. Could be that? No? All right. Maybe. I used to like when I was a wee boy, when school you had your woodworking classes, you had your metalworking classes. Everything seemed to make more sense these days. What they're trying to mesh too much stuff together now, and it doesn't make sense anymore. You don't do enough woodwork. You don't do enough of this. If you're going to go into the skills, into the trades, you don't know anything. Oh, philogenics. Oh, phylogenics. Philo too. Oh, God, I hate to say that. That's a big word there, one angry pagan. It's a big word. Do it in Celtic. There we go. I'm going to do it from batteries. Oh, battery's getting low. Chickens are birds, therefore dinosaurs, and therefore reptiles. One angry. With electricity costs, can't afford to run the Cedric spin. Oh no, you got Cedric spindle molder. I used to have what cry gift cards called that? Bloody hell. Not Cedric. In the UK, this is Woodkin stuff. Big old cast iron, big grey cast iron stuff with the highlighted Woodkin letters on it in red. Great machines, really solid. They're too heavy to bring over here to France, though. So I'm just using, I've got a jet table saw now. You're from Australia? No. Norfolk, mate, in the UK. Yeah, we're looking at, in the UK, we're looking at increased electricity costs. They're going to be going up again in January because the cap is being risen. So I feel sorry for a lot of people. It's going to be very, very difficult. Very expensive. I want a lathe, says one angry pagan. I love a good lathe. Yeah, I've got a lathe. I've got an old, crikey, Chapac one. It's really good labour. Modern Shapak stuff is rubbish, but the one I got is pretty good. It's old. Big solid thing. I use it quite a bit, actually. It's quite useful. Messy job, though. Get covered in shavings and splinters. There we come. All right. There we go. Right. That one there, and that one there, that's me. Right. This drone thing, we're going these drones flying over bases in the United Kingdom. It brings back a memory though, because I fly drones, right? And I used to have DJI drones, big old the white Phantoms. And I had the Phantom 3 Professional and the Phantom 4 Professional. It's 3 years ago now, but they were quite big and cumbersome. So anyway, I sold them off. But anyway, when I had this thing, I was in the camp here in France. I went to a place called Cognac, where they make cognac. And I camped out with the missus at a cognac, like a vineyard, and there, anyway, where the distillery is as well. And while I was there, I'll get the drone out, So I launched the drone. As you do, both sticks down, set your home position and stuff, and just that little fly about right here. And what's that down there? What the hell? It's a flipping drone base, military drone base, right next to where we were camped, literally on the other side of the hedge. And then there's all big fields and stuff, and fence and all the way around. You can see the runway, and these flipping like Raptor type drones are coming in and landing on one after the other. One after the head, right? It's a cognac. Yeah. Bloody hell! Flipping, I'll get arrested and put away for that. Flying over a drone base. Oh dear. Yeah. And Putin didn't pay me a penny. Actually, what's happened to George Soros? He should be flipping paying us on the left. Everyone, I had my check from George Soros recently. It's all no. It's what I mean. Betting on the dollar and all that, or against it. So Australia has recently donated a bunch of tanks to Ukraine. Ukraine is actually developing their own ballistic missile at the moment. Also, their drone factories that they've been building or building their drones in. Crikey, these things are so simple. They're simple. They're so simple. They're clever. And as someone who used to fly drones, but also fly modern aeroplanes and stuff like that as well. My biggest one was I had a 12-foot wingspan mini mower as a glider. You could fly as a slope saw or put it on a tow line, and it's a big old thing. And it's beautiful. Gullwing. The mini mower, it was called. They had planked fuselage, all little strips of wood, a balsa. Lovely thing. The cord of the girl part of the wing was about 12 inches, about 300 mil. So it was a monster. Lay off the turkey. Okay, I've got offensive people again. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Is it because I'm fat? But I don't care. I'm too thick-skinned these days, I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not thin-skinned. Why do people do that sort of stuff? It's daft, isn't it, really? Daft. People got too much time on their hands. I don't care. Too thick-skinned. Too long in a tooth, you could say. Technologies are rapidly advancing ground-based anti-drone systems to protect important targets. Yeah, Russia's developed this tracked-based system with like this bloody great, I don't know if it's EMP or what it is, to make the drones go all dizzy. That's a technical term, by the way, just so you know. We have strict drone laws here in Sweden. We do here in France now, actually. And you're required to get a permit for anything except the smalls. Yeah, it's usually under 250 grams. Now, I got rid of my big ones. I've got one big one here still, actually, to be fair, but it's in bits at the moment. But I fly the little Parrot Anafi drones, they're little folding drones. That's under 250 grams. So well, it's just literally just under. And it's amazing the video quality on it, brilliant, all 4K and that 4K cameras. And DJI just brought out another one, which is called the Neo, I think it is DJI Neo drone, and it has enclosed blades. It's a tiny little thing, 4K camera again, and you can buy that for $200, or euros. It's pretty cheap, really cheap, really capable little things, So yeah, they're not a problem, but there are rules here in France as well. Basically, there's what we call a cadastre. If you go to the cadastre, there's a drone part on there. So you click on that, and it tells you all places where you can fly, can't fly, what height restrictions there are, whether there's no flying whatsoever. And generally now, basically above every single hamlet now in France, or town, or whatever, you're not allowed to fly above. So yeah, the strict laws against it. And I don't want to get caught in France doing stupid things because, for start, the police have got, the gendarmes have guns. And also, the fines are quite considerable in France. They love their fines. And Russia's T-14 Armada tank is nowhere to be seen. Oh, quite. What else was there? They've also just allowed. They've got a new tank in a DIY tank in the Ukraine. I can't remember what it's called now. It's got a really weird name. Oh, what's it called? Anyway, it's a tank. Anyway, it's got a gun on the top. Or the turtle tank, is it? It's got, might be. Those new Russian jets, though, look pretty impressive. Those stealth jets. Oh, they trained Falcons here to catch the drones flying over Prague Castle. Do you know what? That's one of the things, actually, because you'll be careful. They didn't just flip Falcons and that. Any birds can be an issue. I know, we just move. Oh, crikey. I was flying over. Where was this now? I was on the beach. This was on the beach in France. This particular area you could fly, no problem. So some beaches you can't fly on. Anyway, I was flying on this beach on the west coast, and there's a crop of birds that just sort of, and I just got out of the way. I just quickly got out of the way. And also back here, actually, that was I think it was a buzzard at the back here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was a bird of prey anyway. So anyway, and it looked like it literally dived. Looks like a dive. It's getting the formation of the wings about here on the drone. I forgot, I quickly got out of the way. Yeah, Curry Library, have it well, my friend. Interesting result, but still going on. Adam Gray just gone ahead in the vote. If he wins the lower house, 2020 to 2015, but Trump picked 3 GOP members to the House. Will be 20. Oh, I see. I need one defection. Yeah, they've got to vote these people in, haven't they? No one's going to win, are they, in Ukraine? So many people lost their lives on both sides, A lot of those people don't want to be there, do they? 2,000 people a day. Russia's losing. Plus, obviously, what Ukraine's losing. These are, I don't know, mums and dads' children, aren't they? I just, they're thinking about doing. What are they fighting for? It's not like they're fighting against, it's not a defensive war, but Trump might say it is, but it's not. Well, he's complaining because he says the expansionism of NATO, which is not expansionism, other countries deciding they want to join it. It's not NATO expanding. It's just other countries like tagging on the side of it. I'm not going out. Oh, we want you to join. No. Anyway, Putin wants to get NATO off its. He doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO. Yet he wants to invade Ukraine, so NATO ends up being on his border. Yeah, doesn't make any sense. Maybe he hasn't thought of that. Yeah, he'll have Poland there, won't he? Oh, so the Falcon flies over the drone and then dive bombs. It's been trained to dive bomb it and catches it and lands and sits on it. I'll tell you some of those things. There again, some of them drones, though, I'll tell you, if it does do that, it'll rip the chopper's blinking legs off. Some of them drones are powerful. Not my little one. No, not that. I'll tell you what, my Phantom would have made a nasty mess. Russia's reasons for invading Ukraine is nonsense, definitely. Don't make any sense. He thought it was a bit quick, didn't he? It's been dragged out. It's dragged out for 2 years now. I'd rather go for straw man arguments. It's just pointless, isn't it? You just go around in circles with that, wouldn't you? There's no point. No point at all. Anyway, I'm going to call it, I think, because my voice is going and I'm very sore. Yeah, I'll keep talking. Britain has gone crazy. So has Britain gone crazy yet? No, not really. We've got crazy people. You know, I think Labour's got one hell of a job on their hands and they're fighting a losing battle. Why you got right-wing media and what have you, and an absolute shit economy. Yeah, the UK's economy is collapsing. The United States economy is collapsing. You've got 36 trillion debt in the United States. That is crazy. When you've got a GDP, what's it now? I think it's gone up actually, but I think it's used to be at 23 trillion. EU's around 16 trillion, UK's 2.7. The problem is for the UK is much of it because of the tariffs, right? Because we come out of the EU, much of what we earn in the EU, up in the United Kingdom now, costs more to get it. We're earning the same GDP, we've got the same gross domestic product as we had before, but it costs more. So there's less profit, which means there's less tax take. You know, it's not rocket science, is it? Yeah, we've got less money to spend. So Labour's having to get it from somewhere, and where they're going to get it from, they're going to get it from the people. Unfortunately, they're not getting it from the richest in society. And the rich will leave. They will. I saw that will let them. In the day, they're sitting on money and not spending it. Block their bank accounts. Sanction them. There are things you could do. I know it's a bit extreme. But it's it's maddening because ordinary people are suffering, and you can't just keep taxing people, and where they don't see, because they haven't increased the taxes just to balance the books. It's not as though we're going to see more for it. You want to see it in some areas, and if you think it's going to go on in the United States regarding these tariffs and everything become more expensive, you're not going to get any more. You're not going to have any more for yourself. You're going to have less because everything will be costing more money. And then people will be spending less because they can't afford it. They won't, or they'll be buying poorer quality products. Some people are okay. People with money will be okay. Won't bother them. They'll be ordinary people. People who voted for Donald Trump. It's madness. It really is. Anyway, it's time for me to go, so I'll say toodaloo, It is a wildly different system. Yes, sorry, I'll come back to sidetrack then. The federal bank and what have you regarding the Bank of England system. But at the end of the day, you've got a different political system, and we've got a monarchy for us now, unfortunately. Totally pointless and expensive. Oh, thanks, Vince. No, awesome show. Thanks. No, nice one. Thank you. I don't know about that, but I'm just yapping. Props. We're going back in time, an age of the lords and serfs. Yep, you're spot on right there. Because that's pretty much what Donald Trump is doing as well, isn't he? He's trying to quash the people's ability. He's got to get rid of the rights to vote. So he said, like he said, this will be the last time you need to vote. Quash your rights, take away your democracy. And we've pretty much got the same going on in the United Kingdom. In this case, it's not necessarily because of Labour necessarily, but because of there's just too many rich people sucking the country dry. You've got the same problem in the United States. You've got the same problem here in the EU. Too many rich people getting rich off the backs of the poor. And the middle classes getting, being sucked dry. The middle classes end up being the poor. It's frustrating. And unless we stand up against it, let me find out. I think what's going on in the United States, I think you're going to end up that the only way out of this is going to be a coup d'etat. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I think it's probably going to be the only way out. Once he's in, you're not going to be able to vote, man, according to Donald Trump, if he can make that happen. I know there's checks and balances in place, I hope. And it shouldn't happen. But he's talking about getting rid of all that, isn't he? He's only got to have the people, he's putting people in place that will make that happen, make those changes that needed to undermine the law. It's quite scary. I think it is extremely scary. Buy my badges. Take care, and bacon. It must be nice to have a privilege of living abroad. Yes, I live abroad. I live in France, and many people there live in different countries. I'm still a British citizen. I moved over here way before Brexit or anything like that was even a thought. And I still work. I have a woodworking business. I still have to earn money. So it's not, it is a privilege. I live in a beautiful place, a beautiful countryside and stuff like that. But you still have to work. I bought a house there that literally had a massive great hole in the roof. Well, I think never roof really. And a cow in the kitchen. Old farmhouse. Yes, it had land. It's lovely. But it's complete and that a wreck. Hadn't been lived in for over 30 years. And there were squatters in the front, in the front of the house. As well as the cow. So it's taken a hell of a lot of work to get this house in any kind of a condition to live in. It's not cheap and it's not easy. I forgot how many rat carcasses I found, like flat rats. Pick them up, these like a lollipop. They just stand there like that on its tail. It's a rat. I used to chase Caroline with it. She hated it. I'm evil like that. Evil. Yep, when Trump or Dumpf controls Congress and the courts, there are no checks and balances. No, exactly right. I'm working class, me. I've worked all my life. You talk about me? How hard they've had it. I know that hard. But I brought up 6 kids. I know that ain't bloody easy. Oh, okay. We've got the old trolls in again. Look. Oh, yes, France, the coward capital of the world. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll tell you what, they do love to protest. If you go on about World War II and what have you, ain't got a clue what went on. They didn't stand a chance. It's nothing about being a coward. They did not stand a chance. They were not equipped to fight Germany. That's such a stupid, flippant statement. You ain't got a clue what you're talking about. And you want to read up a little bit about the Marquis here in France, and maybe you'll learn something. Yeah, exactly, Steve. Those who wish to, to risk for the risk for a better life. That's pretty much what we did. We moved over here. We've got good French friends and stuff, and we do what we need to do to actually make a living. And I do not earn a lot of money, believe you me. I really don't. Especially after Brexit destroyed, wrecked my business. I'm only just trying to build it up again. So there you go. Marine Le Pen will come to France. Maybe you don't know what's going on at the moment. Red Doors, Cornford. But Marine Le Pen, she does. Well, she is in France already. She's not going to come to France. She is in France. And father is a bit fascist, but she ain't quite so bad, but still terrible. But she's going through the courts at the moment, and the courts are looking at actually removing her right to actually stand in politics because of her corruption. France deals with stuff, and they literally will stamp on you if you flip and do something wrong. They really do. They need to. They should. All this flipping posturing regarding legalities and stuff like goes on in the United Kingdom and in the United States, is part of the problem. If someone breaks the law, you stamp on them. Especially when we talk about corruption at that level, when it can affect the whole country. I've lived in France. It's just the same. Same as what? I've been 14 years, and it's I'm in rural France, mind. In France, you pay a lot of tax. Taxes are high here, but the healthcare is good, so I don't grudge it, to be honest. So yeah. Well, I'm not. I think that is unnecessary. So anyway, it's time for me to go. So I'm going to go anyway. I keep saying that, but yeah, I'll definitely go in now. So I live in the city, working class people. Okay. I didn't have any more moderator friends here today. No moderators. There we go. Time to go. Toodaloo. Let's join us. And don't forget to beat the old like button. Toodaloo.